Welcome to my mock NHL draft. I'm going to be mocking the top 16 picks in this upcoming draft. We will be having a mock draft of the first 2 rounds in our Discord, so please make sure to join our Discord. This video would not be possible without the massive help from Rose. She helped me compile this list together and was a massive help, so definitely show her some appreciation down below in the comment section, and if you join our Discord, make sure to say hello. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The Chicago Blackhawks select
the number 1 pick is no shocker here. Connor Bedard of the Regina Pats in the WHL. He's been the consensus number 1 for a while. He is a once-in-a-generation type of talent who is a sure lock to be a great player for a very long time. He had an amazing season for the Pats with 143 points, 71 goals, 72 assists for 57 games played. He also had a fantastic WJC with 23 points in only 7 games played. Bedard, while a bit on the smaller side at 5'10", has the makings of an elite number 1 center. This is what scouts had to say. Bedard is a very good skater, but not quite elite. His agility and fluidity are fantastic, and he skates so effortlessly with or without the puck. He also utilizes his edges very well and can hit top speed very quickly. That acceleration and ability to know when to turn on the jets allow him to catch defenders off, allowing him to beat them. However, his top speed is not elite. Even though he doesn't possess elite top-end speed, his offensive abilities make up for that and then some. Once he develops and adds a bit more strength, he will definitely be difficult to shut down at the NHL level.
The Anaheim Ducks select.
And for this pick, we're going to go with Adam Fantilli. The 6'2", 187-pound center has the prototypical size you look for in a number 1 center. Fantilli played for the University of Michigan this past season and put up prolific numbers. In 36 games played, he had 30 goals, 35 assists for 65 points on the season. This is what scout Kyle Pereira had to say. Fantilli's game is based on extending possessions and getting to the danger areas without the puck to position himself for a pass or a rebound. He reads the play at an incredibly high level and is almost always in the right spots. However, there are some situations in the game where he tries too much on his own. That's what led to the relatively high total offensive zone giveaways. The pace he plays at and his style of play should still be efficient at the NHL level, but it will need some refinement early on. But the main ingredient, his hockey IQ and ability to read opponents, will work at any level. His work ethic and willingness to go to dirty areas should translate into the NHL. If he can work on his shooting and rely more on his teammates at the NHL level, he will blossom into a great franchise center.
The Columbus Blue Jackets select.
Let's get into this pick. Leo Carlsson is a 6'3", 194-pound forward who can play center and wing. Carlsson played in the SHL the past 2 seasons as a teenager and didn't look out of place. He is known for his solid 2-way game and having experience against grown men. This should help him translate faster to the NHL level. In 44 games played, he had 10 goals and 15 assists for 25 points, which was a big bump from only 9 points in 35 games played the season prior. While somewhat forgotten due to the Bedard and Fantilli hype, Carlsson has the chance to be an elite player in his own right. This is what scout Itsu Siletan had to say about him. Carlsson has a very well-rounded toolkit. He's a good skater, has good size, and elite puck skills. He has the ability to beat players with his hand even against high-level SHL defenders. He can also utilize his 6'3" frame and protect the puck at an elite level. What also separates Carlsson from many others is his good hockey sense and excellent anticipation ability, along with his great ability to process the game at a high speed. With Carlsson's bigger frame and already playing against grown men, that should help him translate to the NHL, and with his skill set, he could become an elite player.
The San Jose Sharks select.
Matvei Michkov is a smaller size wing at 5'10", 148 pounds, would have been looked down upon about a decade ago due to his lack of size. But the rise of elite smaller frame players allow him to be this high in this draft. There is also the caveat that he is signed with SKA St. Petersburg until 2025-26 season. In 27 games played in the KHL for HK Sochi, he had 9 goals and 11 assists for 20 points. In the VHL, he had 10 goals and 4 assists for 14 points in 12 games played. Scout Ben Kerr had this to say. Michkov is a pure goal scorer. He has a knack for scoring goals in a variety of ways. This includes an excellent array of shots, wrist shot, snap shot, slap shot, one-timer backhand, and a very quick release. He understands how to get open and to put himself in good positions to take a pass from a teammate and fire it on net. Michkov also has great hands and stick handling ability. He can create his own shot and get the puck in tight to the net to make a play. While he could stand to add some more muscle as work on his all-around game, those are the things that can be worked on. The goal-scoring skill at the level he possesses cannot be taught and makes him an elite-level prospect in this stacked draft. Michkov is an extremely potent scoring wing and with some time could be one of the better scorers in the NHL once he develops and adds a bit more weight to him.
The Montreal Canadiens select.
Let's talk about this pick. Will Smith is a 6 foot, 172 pound center from Lexington, Massachusetts. He was the top C in the USA top development team and is known for his dynamic play on the offensive side of the ice. He excels at making tough plays under high pressure at high speeds. This should help him acclimate to the NHL and have the game slow down for him. In 60 games played on the USDP, he had 51 goals, 76 assists for 127 points. At the US National Development Team Juniors, he had 42 points in 20 games played. He is committed to Boston College for the 2023-2024 season. The Hockey East has some of the best talent in the country at the college level, and BC should be able to help him continue his development. This is what scout Stephen Ellis had to say. It doesn't take many viewings to know he's deceptive and handles the puck well on the rush. Smith tries a lot of the play on his line, and his confidence to make quick dekes is sky high. Nothing specifically makes Smith stand out compared to someone such as Bedard or Michkov. Smith isn't the most skilled player out there, and he isn't going to blow you away speed-wise, but there are very few weaknesses in Smith's game, and he can play just about any role needed quite reliably. He could clean up some aspects of his games defensively, but that can be taught over time. Smith has all the tools you want in a future #1 center.
The Arizona Coyotes select.
David Reinbacher is a 6'2", 187 pound right shot defenseman from Hommes, Austria. He is considered the most NHL ready defenseman in this upcoming draft, and he is known for making good reads and rarely being caught out of position. He has a solid offensive side of his game, which makes him a good two-way threat. For EHC Colton in the NL League, he had 3 goals and 19 assists for 22 points in 46 games played. Reinbacher has a great hockey IQ. He is also physical, but won't let hits take him out of the play. This is what scouts had to say. Reinbacher is a force in transition, active in all 3 zones, and proficient in generating defensive stops. He's a powerful, agile skater, but where he stands out for me is his commitment and ability to read the play and then react as a quality defensive defenseman. He's playing massive minutes as a first-time draft-eligible skater in Switzerland's top men's league. Marek Novitin of EP Rinkside.
The Philadelphia Flyers select.
Ryan Leonard is a 5'11", 181 pound center who can also play some wing. Leonard is from Amherst, Massachusetts and is committed to the Boston College Eagles for the 2023-2024 season. For the US National Development Team, he had 51 goals, 43 assists, and 94 points in 57 games played. Leonard's versatility to play any position at a high level as a forward will make him a coveted prospect. He has shown a skill set of a great two-way forward who is strong on his skates and a solid hitter. If he could work on his shot and playmaking ability, he could develop into a great top 6 NHL player. This is what some scouts had to say about Leonard. Ryan Leonard is a high-energy winger who never takes his foot off the gas in terms of both speed and effort. He uses his speed and skill to blow by defenders in the neutral zone and pressure in-zone defenders who struggle to anticipate his next move. His playmaking and shot aren't exceptional, but they're both good enough to be reasonably sure that his offense would translate to the NHL someday. Logan Horn of the Hockey Writers.
The Washington Capitals select.
This pick will be Dvorsky. Dvorsky is a 6'1", 201 pound center and right wing from Zolven, Slovakia. Dvorsky played in the AIK this past season for Hockey Alfsken. He had 6 goals and 8 assists for 14 points in 38 games played. He played extremely well in the second-tier Swedish Pro League. Being 17 years old against grown men should help him in his development. He has a great shot and good defensive instincts, which should make him a solid two-way NHL center down the road. His skating needs a bit of work with his acceleration and top-end speed being lackluster, but that can be developed. This is what scouts had to say. He's sound positionally defensively, he uses his body to gain inside positioning on the defenders and shields pucks effectively. He has struggled in spurts with pace required of centers at higher levels, whether that be last summer's World Juniors or the pro game. He could stand to get on the play a bit quicker, and some scouts worry about his consistency at 5-on-5, but he has shown important progress on that front and shown well at this winter's World Juniors at evens. Scott Wheeler of The Athletic.
The Detroit Red Wings select.
For this pick, it's going to be Zach Benson. He's a 5'10", 159 pound forward from Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Benson can play all 3 positions up front, is one of the more underrated players in this draft. He played for the Winnipeg Ice of the WHL, and in 60 games played, he had 36 goals, 62 assists for 98 points. Benson is known for his high motor and winning most of his puck battles. His mentality and drive make him an attractive draft prospect. He has elite vision with superb passing, and also has a very good hockey IQ and is one of the smartest players in this draft. He could add a bit more muscle so he doesn't get knocked off the puck at the NHL level, but that can be developed. This is what scouts had to say. He has a good shot, strong playmaking abilities, he pushes the pace when necessary, and can hit teammates in high danger areas. However, he also slows things down and can make safe, smart plays to extend offensive zone possession. Benson does not flash very often, and his shooting ability isn't anything to write home about, but he knows how to find open space with consistency, attacks the high danger areas, and uses his skating to generate chances off the rush. Kyle Pierre from The Last Word on Hockey.
The St. Louis Blues select
And with this pick, we will go with Colby Barlow, a 6'1", 185-pound left winger from Ontario, Canada. Barlow was the captain and played for the Owen Sound Attack of the OHL this past season. In 59 games played, he had 46 goals, 33 assists for 79 points. Barlow had a 32-point increase from his first season with the Owen Sound Attack in the same amount of games. He is very good at both ends of the ice and takes pride in the defensive side of his game. While a lot of his goals are close to the net, he has shown the ability to score from farther distances. His compete and work ethic make him the ideal prospect. Some scouts do knock his skating mechanics with the puck on his stick, but that can be fixed over time. This is what scouts had to say. Barlow should find quite a bit of success at the NHL level and can be an effective top 6 goal scorer at the next level. If he can unlock that power stride, it will only lead to more points at 5-on-5 in the NHL. The NHL is all about speed and timing. With improved speed and if paired with top 6 playmakers, he could put up 40+ point season at the next level and play a Tyler Toffoli-like role. John Tessler of Smart Scouting.
the Vancouver Canucks select
And for this pick, we're going to go with Matthew Wood. Is a 6'4", 193-pound center and left wing from Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. He played for the University of Connecticut in Hockey East this past season. In 35 games played, he had 11 goals, 23 assists for 34 points. As one of the youngest players in the NCAA, he has shown his ability to be productive against older players by being the leading scorer for UConn. Wood's big frame with soft hands and lethal shot makes him dangerous on the offensive side of the ice. He led UConn with shots this past season, so he has a shot-first mentality. Wood needs to work on acceleration and other aspects of his game, but he has all the tools to be a good NHLer. This is what scouts had to say. Wood is one of the best pure goal scorers in this draft. The tall, rangy winger has an elite shot and a knack for scoring goals at a high rate. His release is extremely quick and he gets a lot of power behind every shot. Wood's ability to find the back of the net also stems from his high-end hands and IQ with the puck. He's got a long reach and a good active stick and can find passing and shooting lanes well, but he's got to improve his speed, mobility, and two-way game. Nick Richard of Dober Prospects.
the Arizona Coyotes select
And with this pick, we'll go with Oliver Moore. He is a 5'11", 176-pound center from Mounds View, Minnesota. Moore played for the U.S. National Development Team. He had 8 goals, 17 assists for 25 points in 23 games played. Moore is known for his high speed and might be the fastest player in this draft. His speed and agility allows him to dictate the flow of the game. Moore also has a quick release and hard shot as well. His speed and shot helps his team create scoring chances. Moore does need to improve with his puck handling, but he was still a solid playmaker. If he can add some more strength, he could be a steal in this draft. He committed to the University of Minnesota for the 23-24 season. This is what scouts had to say. I don't see a lot to nitpick in either his tools or his approach. More and more his game is shown dimension inside the offensive zone so that he can make things happen shift after shift out of all of his effort plays up and under sticks. He just has a unique ability to impose his will on the game. And while his game is bullish, he's also got surprising soft skill. I'm not sure he has the star power of the names in front of him here, but he's got some unique attributes in this class and he's going to make a heck of an NHL player. Scott Wheeler from The Athletic.
the Buffalo Sabres select
And with this pick, we'll go with Axel Sandin Pellikka. He is a 5'11", 181-pound right shot defenseman from Sweden. In the Swedish Junior League, he had 16 goals, 20 assists for 36 points in 31 games played. He also played 22 games in the SHL and had 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. Pellikka is one of the most offensively gifted defensemen in this draft. His high offensive IQ makes him extremely lethal from the blue line in the offensive end. He has great mobility with solid passing and puck carrying. The knocks on Axel is his lack of size and strength. He could add some muscle as he gets older and could grow a bit before he sees time in the NHL. This is what scouts had to say. Sandin Pellikka's skating is a thing of beauty. His stride is technically sound, his straight line speed is excellent, and when it comes to his first few steps or acceleration, he is explosive. As for his edges, he generates a lot of speed through crossovers, can stop on a dime, and transitions from forwards to backwards skating near flawlessly. His four-way mobility is evident and at a high level. Kyle Pierre of LWL.
the Pittsburgh Penguins select
And with this pick, we'll go with Brandon Yeager. It's a 6 foot, 165 pound center from Saskatoon, Canada. Yeager played for the Moose Jaw Warriors this past season, and in 67 games played, he had 28 goals, 50 assists, for 78 points. Yeager had a quick release and deadly accuracy with his shot. He could have had more goals this past 2 seasons if he decided to shoot a bit more. Scout says he could be a 30-goal scorer in the NHL if he shoots more often. He is good at maintaining possession and generating scoring opportunities. He has a high motor and good at puck pursuit in the defensive end. Scouts are mixed on his ceiling. He could be a top 6 or bottom 6 NHLer. He needs to improve his passing and add more strength to excel at the NHL level. This is what scouts had to say. I like the way he supports the puck defensively as a centerman. Though he'll need to get stronger to be reliable defensively at the NHL level, he is very intentional with his routes offensively and defensively, which should help him stick at the center position long term. I don't think he can become the kind of star you were hoping to get when you draft him at the 5-7 range that some expected him to land this year, but he's got 2C power play 1 upside if he can fill out his game and continue to add dimension. Scott Wheeler from The Athletic.
The Nashville Predators select.
And with this pick, we're going to go with Nate Danielson. It's a 6'1", 185 pound center from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. He was the captain of the Brandon Wheat Kings this season. In 68 games played, he had 33 goals, 45 assists for 78 points. Danielson is a fast, intelligent center with no massive holes in his game. He doesn't take low IQ shots and waits for the best chance to score. Danielson is more of a playmaker than a goal scorer. He draws defenders to the boards and makes quick passes to help his teammate have more open space. He is one of the faster skaters in the draft, and that does help him drive the offense with his good puck handling. He also has good reflexes in the defensive end and good in transition. His game does lack sexy, but he is a well-rounded prospect. This is what scouts had to say. After a slow start to the season, Danielson has looked a lot more like himself in recent months. He's a well-rounded center who has a lot of NHL traits. He has a high-end ceiling and hockey sense to make a lot of plays inside the offensive zone. He also has the NHL body and skating ability to make you think he will be able to make those kind of plays at the higher levels. Danielson can drive the play and be relied on any situation due to his brain, feet, and compete down the middle. He's a potential top 2 NHL center. Corey Pronman from The Athletic.
The Calgary Flames select.
And for the last pick of this video, Gabe Perreault, a 5'11", 165-pound right wing from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. Even though he was born in Canada, he lived in the US for most of his life. He is a son of NHLer Yannick Perreault. He has NHL hockey in his DNA. Perreault committed to the Boston College Eagles for the 2023-2024 season. In 63 games played in the National Development Program, he had 53 goals, 79 assists for 132 points. He is a high-skilled offensive winger with good playmaking and shooting ability. He is more of a playmaker but can score if needed. He is very creative and has extremely good vision, which should help him translate to the next level. He is dangerous on the power play, and that is an aspect of his game scouts covet. He needs some work on the defensive side of his game, but that can be developed. He also needs to improve his speed and acceleration to be a competent NHLer. This is what scouts had to say. I hope Perreault takes the college route and puts on more muscle and gets stronger on his base while improving his skating, and we could see a very, very interesting player. Perreault reminds me a lot of Michael Granlund, and I do see the same kind of potential in him. Perreault has top 6 upside for sure, but is raw in some areas, which is why I hope he spends at least 2 years in the NCAA and a year in the AHL to enhance his development before getting his shot within the big league. I have Perreault going in the range of 15 to 20 in the 2023 class. Winge Carl of FC Hockey. This is one of the longest form videos I have made on this channel. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed my mock top 16. Again, join the Discord if you want a full top 64 that we mocked out. Big thank you to Rose. She helped me compile this list and get this all together. If you watched this long, definitely hit that like button and comment down below your thoughts on the upcoming NHL draft. I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I'm Captain Paul, and I'll see you in the next one.